how this client went from manifesting some stuff, some money, doing okay, to doubling his income and landing himself in the office of his dreams with a view just by watching the Rosey Life YouTube videos. Welcome, my name is Rose. Welcome to the Rosey Life, where we help you free your mind and follow your heart so you live a life that you love. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me or joining the Rosey Life course and community, you know what to do. The information's down below. And just really quick, a couple of you have emailed me from some older videos, maybe some announcements that I made about how to join the Rosey Life course and community, or the different trial periods that I was offering and members only prices back then. You guys, those are older videos. So as I've changed, the Rosey Life community has changed. I've changed it. I've added different things to it. Like a lot of things have changed over the years with it. So it's going to have different. So if you always want to know the accurate, most up-to-date information, how to join and all of those things, then just go to the website, RoseyLife.com. I always have that updated. It's always in the latest information, including I just posted the new date for the next platinum program that it's going to begin July 1st. And if you're interested in reading about that, or you have want more information, or you have questions, or you want me to add you on a list to put out a reminder when I announce it, because it's not open to sign up yet, but all of that stuff, it's all on my website. That's where you want to go for my latest and greatest information. All right, so this is a story. Can't even talk. This source story, that's what I wanted to say, is from a YouTube, the Rosey Life YouTube subscriber. And I've never met him. And he has been watching the videos, and he is a 4th of July baby. And oh my God, because it's going to be so cool. We have our next explosion on 4th of July again, right? But anyway, hopefully before then. Anyway, I'm going on a little tangent today. Maybe it's all the coffee I drink. So let's get focused, okay? So he's been watching videos, and I'm going to read you his success story, or his source story. And it's kind of long, but you guys know I like reading these stories, and sometimes I might leave some stuff out that I don't find, like maybe it's just, not going to be helpful. But this is another one of those stories that I find is going to be really helpful for a lot of you, because it has the twists and turns, and you're going to be able to tell what he did, what he realized, and what moved him. And then after, I want to share with you a little bit about a story in the Bible of Mary and Martha and how this applies to this. And I'm going to see if you can, if you're already familiar with that, see if you can pluck it out. If not, stick with me. I'm going to get into this about what he realized and what you can do to take you from manifesting here and there kind of feeling to like completely being in charge of your reality. All right, let's do this. Rose, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to reach out to you because I have been listening to your videos for a while now, and I had an absolutely huge success story, source story, happen just this week. It follows an absolutely insane chain of miracles that will probably sound fake, but I promise everything below actually, in caps, happened to me. I love this. I am another one of your viewers that discovered your channel when you released a video about getting more money without working for it. July baby here. Yay! I love all my babies. I had been following the law of assumption before then and had already seen some great success. But something about that video really struck a chord with me. It just made sense to me that you should be able to have a life where you don't have to overwork yourself and can still be prosperous. Yes, and yes, and yes. I really love all the positive and faith-filled ways you apply this law, so I have stuck with you ever since. Thank you. I am so happy that you're stuck with me. And all of you, all of the other ones of you too. It's just like, I just love you guys so much. Okay, a quick backstory on me. I had been struggling with money for quite a while before encountering the law of assumption. Once I discovered it and started applying the concepts of Neville Goddard, however, things quickly began to change. Learning to live in the wish fulfilled, I got 2 small raises at work and a sudden gift from a family member of over $10,000. These were absolute miracles, but I am just getting started. While all of this was going on, I had decided that I needed to find a new company in a location with a better housing market. I wanted to work for a team that both wanted me and needed me for who I was. Love this. He is like, it's all about me and me and me, and was willing to pay me as well. Soon after decided this, a new job suddenly fell into my lap that actually took my family and I across the country to a much more affordable and somehow much nicer area. Somehow nicer. I wonder how that was. This included a big raise, and my new job was actually easier than the last one, and it made me more happy than ever. I quickly realized my new team both wanted me and needed me just like I requested, or just like I decided. Once in my new role, however, some test of faith began to pile on. And notice here, some test of faith, he's thinking that he's being tested, that his faith is being tested. This right here, right there, is pivotal. He's pointing to how he was still seeing things as outside of him that he was bringing in. So he continues to say, and despite all of the miracles I had seen, evidence, I've manifested some stuff, cool, I realized that the foundation I had built on the law of assumption needed some reinforcing. He had a light bulb moment right there. He realized something. He was like, this is cool and all, I'm manifesting stuff, but he realized something was needing to be reinforced. I wasn't putting my awareness where it needed to be. That is when I discovered your channel. Of course. Everything you said about not worrying, commanding your own life, and doing everything with joy rang so true to me. Listening to your videos daily, I slowly learned. Notice that he didn't do it in 48 hours and 2 minutes, in 1 day, and 7 days. And he's not talking about, he's not focused on how long this took him. His focus, what he puts his awareness on, is what matters. Okay, he said, I slowly learned. For all of you who are saying, this is taking so long, stop it. You're not wasting time. Nothing is lost. Nothing is gone. Everything is yours. All right, so just put your awareness on just listen to what he's saying. I slowly learned how to let go and trust that I am the one in charge of my circumstances. That is what he learned. I started to make some plans for myself, which focused on 2 major developments. First, I've always wanted my own office. I am very aesthetically focused person. I'm with you there. And I wanted a nice workspace that I could truly make my own. Second, I wanted to get a raise with my current job, which I love, to a 6-figure income, so I no longer needed to worry about money at all. Once I decided on those 2 things, I painted very clear images in my head of having them, including sitting and working in a beautiful office, as well as having a great conversation with my boss and the company's general manager, where they thanked me for my work and gave me the raise I wanted. I told myself every day that these 2 things were already done, and lived and felt each day that everything had already come true. Very key there, you guys. Very key. Listen to the twist that happened to though, okay? So carrying this mentality helped me so much what is the mentality? That things were already done, and lived and felt each day that everything had already come true. That's, oof, that's the key. Okay. So he says, that's what helped him. He said, carrying this mentality helped me so much over the following months. I'm not saying that your things are going to take months. I wanted to highlight that for all of you who are focused on how long it's been. He wasn't focused on that. He still persisted in his desire. He didn't give up because he did it for 2 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. In fact, he didn't even tell me exactly how long. He didn't give up. He didn't say, well, I've been doing this for 39 days and nothing's happening. Well, when people tell me that, I'm like, and did you have a timer on your persistence? Did the timer go off? And who set the timer? Was there a timer that you thought that it had to happen in a certain amount of time? Is that it? It's like, why are you setting timers? And why aren't you, who told you to stop? Who told you to stop persisting? Do you see? That's what I want you guys to listen in this story. Okay, so he said, instead of stressing and brainstorming new ways to make and save money, I gotta do something about this. I gotta do something. Something's gotta stop. Something's gotta give. Instead of doing all that, I actually ended up following little nudges to spend more money than ever and live life in a very happy, free of worry and care. Instead of trying to struggle to make more money, he felt little nudges to spend money, to buy stuff. He doesn't say how much or how little the things were or how big the things were. That doesn't matter. But those were inspired actions. Those were very clear that he was already the man who had the 6-figure income. He was already being him. And those nudges happened through him. He wasn't trying to spend money to pretend that he was him. He was following these nudges of joy, not because he was contriving, like, I'm going to pretend that I'm a billionaire and go spend money. These were happening naturally. Why? Because he was persisting in who he was, and his thoughts, his feelings, and his action organically begin to take place. Okay, this is such a great, great story, you guys. So, after a few weeks of applying all of this consistently, part 1 of my goals came true. One of our senior team members suddenly retired, and I was an immediate choice to take over his old office. I love the space, and my daily work is better than ever. Crazy enough, after a few more months of maintaining my focus, he's just like, hell yeah. He's just taking it in. Not worried about time. He's just like, yes, right? A recruiter from a $1 billion organization reached out to me completely out of the blue and asked if I would be interested in interviewing for a position. I felt a nudge, heck yeah, you did, that this would be a good idea. So I went for it. The interview process went on for about a month. Can you imagine, you guys? I'm thinking about all the comments and clients and people in different places making comments. I've been doing this. And he's like, the interview process was a month long. Do you see how many opportunities this guy had to give up on several months, weeks, all these times that he could have given up and said nothing's happening. He didn't do it. He persisted in who he is. He persisted. He said, I'm in control here. He wasn't looking at how long or what he's done and what everybody else is doing. He persisted in who he was and who he chose to be. So, okay, so he said, I decided, crazy enough, I felt a nudge, and he did. The interview process went for about a month, and they pursued me very aggressively. Wow. After 4 interviews and a 2-day trip to their facility where I was treated like a king, of course you are, they came back with a job offer, offering me the exact 6-figure sum I had requested. But wait, there's more. Even though this new company was huge and amazing, I decided I still wanted to stay at my current job. So I took this offer to my boss. I told him I wanted to stay, but had gotten this big offer to go elsewhere. So I wanted to see if we could work something out. He quickly told me he would be devastated to lose me, and that he would chat with our general manager about how they wanted to proceed. After a few minutes, now we're going from months to minutes. After a few minutes, they both called me into his office, and the exact conversation I had imagined took place. They thanked me so much for everything I had been doing and offered to match the offer of the other company at the exact dollar amount I had envisioned in the first place. I quickly accepted their offer, and they were so happy that they got to keep me on their team, that they got to keep me. Do you see who's in charge here? Who is the man? He's in charge. With everything that has transpired, I have now doubled my income in less than a year, and have seen more miracles than I can possibly count. I wanted to thank you so much for helping me reframe the way I see myself and my life, and for all the personal joy, peace, and financial gain you have helped me achieve. That's awesome. I know with 150% certainty the law of assumption works, and all we have to do to experience it fully is stop worrying. Know that we are the ones in charge. Follow those little nudges, and just know we already have the things we ask for. Yes! And yes, and yes, and yes. Life is great, and it is only getting better and better every day. It's okay to look out for ourselves and forgive ourselves all the things we want in life, because life is for us. Thanks again. Looking forward to many miracles to come. Oh, and even says, I'm sorry for the long email, but there was a lot to report. Dude, I am so happy you included that long email. And how many of you appreciate these long stories that I share with you, because they're just too juicy. Like, oh my gosh, I couldn't pass it up. I had to share that with you guys. So let's take a closer look at what our client did here. He knew the law. Okay, a lot of my clients, they know the law. They can quote me the book. Yeah, I read that book and read that book too. Yep, I know what that one means. I know what they say. They can quote a lot, and then they've manifested some stuff. Okay, he knew the law. He manifested money and a new job, like you already heard. He was living in the wish fulfilled, studying Neville, applying the law, but he realized his foundation. He's just something. There's more. He knew that there was more. And then he came across that video that it's on how to make money without working for it. You guys, I made that video like a year and a half ago, I think, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. And it's so funny to me that that video has so much traction. It has like over 200,000 views now on it. And if you look at the comments, there's hundreds, not dozens, hundreds of success stories of people saying, I get it. I get it. And if you haven't watched it, it's on my main page. It's highlighted there. But living in the wish fulfilled, studying Neville, applying the law, but something in him knew that there's more. It's like, yeah, that's cool. I got a couple good raises and I got $10,000 cash. That's cool. But man, my friend wanted some more of his pie, and he found it. But he realized his foundation, I am, was something he was not focused on. He was focused on applications, techniques, all those kind of things. You guys, I don't edit my videos, so sorry. You guys are gonna see me making funny faces on my videos. I'm just trying to keep it real here, okay? So he was doing all that. He was studying, learning, applying the law, processing, imaginal. I mean, you can tell the dude knows, he knows what he's doing, okay? So he was focused on all of that though, and his knowledge, and that's cool, right? But then something, a little nudge in him, found the Rosey life. He found the Rosey life, not worrying. And this is what he said he got from watching the videos over time. He says, daily watching the videos, really letting it sink in. He says, it was about not worrying. He says, I heard you say to not worry, commanding your own life and doing everything with joy. You nailed it, my friend. That's exactly what the intention with the Rosey life is to live the life that you love that you love. I'm excited for my life, right? Not just trying to get something to happen, but love your life, be excited about your life. You do that first and then you witness it. So he says, I learned I am the one in charge of my life, of my circumstances. I'm in charge of my circumstances. I don't have to run from my circumstances. I don't have to try to change my circumstances. I don't have to pretend the circumstances aren't there. I don't have to pretend that I'm not feeling something, seeing something, hearing something. Why would I have to run from the thing that I'm in charge of? That's what he got. I'm in charge of this show. This is my rodeo. So I told myself these two things, right? That his office and his that six-figure income, he said, it's already done. They're already done. And then from then on, he kept persisting. From that place, they're already done and they already came true. They already happened. They already came true. That's where he remained. So we can see the story of Mary and Martha, and this can be found in Luke 10, 38, 42. I'll put my finger on it, I think. So the story of Mary and Martha, many of you may have heard it and many of you not, but Jesus meets and speaks in a village. So he comes into a village where Mary and Martha are, right? And he's talking to them, at a meal or after a meal or something like that. And Mary sits at Jesus' feet and she listens. In other words, she's still. She's listening. She's soaking it up, right? She's soaking up what he's talking about. Martha does too. She listens, right? But then she gets up and begins doing and serving. She begins to wash the dishes and clearing the table, asking if anybody wants anything else to eat or drink, right? She's serving. But then what does she do? Then complains about why he won't make Mary serve too. She's like, Jesus, you see me serving. You see me doing. Why don't you get Mary? She's just sitting there being still, listening. Why don't you get her up here and make her serve and do with me too? She's just like, I'm over here trying, and she's just sitting there taking it all in. It's like she's just, who does she think she is, right? And Jesus responds to Martha that she chose the good. She chose the good. In other words, she's focusing on the one thing that she needs. There's only one thing that you need. And that's what Mary chose, to sit there, be still, and take it in. And he saw that Martha was anxious and disturbed and worried, and she was moving around. And he was telling her, Mary is doing the only thing that you need to do. You don't need to do all that other stuff. So Mary, metaphysically, right, is a spiritual understanding. That's what Mary means. It's spiritual understanding. It's the foundation, the I am. It's being still and understanding that this is where everything rests, is the I am. To be still and know I am. That's what Mary was doing. Martha is the external focus, still serving, still believes in God, still believes that there's a higher power, that that she's source, that still believing that, right? But she put her focus, her awareness on doing, on serving, reading, applying the law, anxious. Do you see? Just and this, all of this, Martha is separation, right? That she's still got to apply, study, know, learn things, get things, have clicks, have light bulb moments, right? She's separate from source. I got to do something. I got to do something, right? So just like the client went from being Martha, where he was studying, it's like he wasn't denying who he is or denying that the law works. He wasn't denying. He was doing, Martha, but he's just like, but like this is like a little bit of a slow, like a drag going on here for me. And that's when he said he found my YouTube channel, The Rosey Life, and started watching the content. And then he went into Mary. He went into knowing I am, that it's all done, that it's all good. And it reminds me of a conversation that I had with one of my Platinum Program members this morning. And I asked her if I could share this. But she's like, Rose, this girl, she can quote scriptures, the Bible, the Neville. She studied all the law of attraction stuff. You know, she's even gone on those cruises with Abraham Hicks. I mean, she studies, right? And she's like, I know this. And yet she had this but there still, this fear of like going all in and knowing that her I am is going all into that and having that inner authority, that faith in your inner authority, that's all that is needed. And when I asked her, I said, there's a little something in you. And when we're talking, I said, you're saying, yeah, I know all of this, but that I am, knowing that I am all that is, that's just not enough. That just doesn't seem like it's enough. Like I know that's good and beautiful and wonderful and all, but that's not enough. Can you tell me what I can say, what assumption, how do I hold on to knowing that I am all that is? How do I keep reminding myself all day long that I am? And already I want you to notice, even when you start doing that, you start kind of like baby stepping away. Your awareness becomes more on trying to keep it, not on being it. It becomes on doing and applying it, not on being aware that you already it, that you already have everything, that you are in control. How do I keep it? I don't want to forget. What if I get lost in thought? What if I am in a conversation? What if somebody keeps asking me questions? What if this? In trying to figure, that's cool, but I am's not enough. And when I said that, she laughed so hard and she said, oh my God. She said, oh my God. She says, it's impossible for me to say that I am is not enough. I am is not enough evidence that you are already all things, that you already have all things, that you are everything, that I am, you're saying I am is not enough. That you need more evidence, you need more proof, you need more process or techniques, you need to learn more, you need to read more books, you need to do more. That I am within you, that existence looking, peering through your eyes, that is complete and whole is not enough. And she busted out loud and she's like, oh my God. She says, I am enough. I am is enough. That's all there is. And I said, exactly. I hope that you all were inspired in this video and you moved away from the seeking and come into the knowing of who you are. So I love you guys all so much. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for liking the video and thank you for sharing the Rosey Life with others to help us grow. And I appreciate you guys all so much. You guys are all so freaking amazing. I'll see you soon. Bye.